Chapter 28 Thunderbird. With a roar that sounded like a lion and a frightened girl at the same time, the large, shadowed creature swiped at Link with its long claws, creating sparks as they dragged across his shield, and nearly tearing it from his arm as he was sent reeling back against the wall. The creature came at him again an instant later, this time clawing the wall when he moved to the side, responding with a swing of his silver sword. The blade struck the creature in the side of the head, but simply bounced off, forcing the Lord Sheriff to make a retreat back across the darkened room, while the creature flew back up into the air. Seemingly content to circle above for the moment, Link decided to continue his retreat, rushing over to one of the barred doors, discovering to his horror that the strange, bluish-purple darkness now extended down the corridor to other parts of the palace when he looked through. All of the other doors that he could see now had bars on them as well, not that he could get to them, and now the Lord Sheriff was forced to move again when the creature roared while diving. This time, instead of its claws, the creature opened its mouth and spewed out a wide cone of flame, lashing out painfully at Link as he ran across the center of the room, but also causing something strange to happen. When the fire was coming at him, the parts of the room illuminated by the orange glow returned to normal, revealing the beautiful furnishing and decor that he had seen earlier, only to vanish once again as soon as the flame went out. Of course, this didn't really help him much at the time, since the creature reverted back to attacking with its claws, forcing Link to take cover behind one of the room's pillars, trying his best to keep the structure between them by moving around it at the same time that the creature did. The Lord Sheriff kept ducking behind it to avoid its claws, while also stabbing and slashing at the creature with his sword each time an opening presented itself. He struck the creature several times with blows that would have killed almost any other enemy, and the creature's claws raked painfully down the side of his leg when it found its own opening, but eventually it roared with frustration, before opening its mouth. With no choice but to dive out from behind his cover, Link cried out as the edges of the flames licked at his arm and side, making him painfully crash to the floor, while the pillar and surrounding area were illuminated. This time was different though, since while most of the area became dark again as soon as the flames went out, the wall-mounted torch that had been revealed by the light stayed lit, keeping its small part of the room looking normal in its flickering light. Almost getting himself grabbed by the creature's claws while transfixed on the event, the Lord Sheriff rolled out of the way as the creature flew right over him, feeling the very edge of its claws graze one of his cheeks as it passed by. What he wouldn't have given right then to have Aghanim's ability to throw fire from his hands, or that old magic candle that Miranda was so fond of. But since the creature seemed to only exist in the darkness, and that single torch was the only source of light in the room, he needed to get a hold of it. The creature, however, seemed to realize what he was doing and circled around through the air before landing right between him and it. Taking a look back at the flickering torch and scowling as its head turned to face Link, the creature opened its mouth again. Flames now filled his vision, and as the Lord Sheriff tried desperately to back away from the burning cone, his shield provided only the tiniest amount of protection. He hadn't been completely engulfed, but there was enough exposure to sting the skin on his hand and face, while also forcing him to throw away his now burning shirt and hat. The creature backed away from the small amount of light given off by his clothes, and this might have been the only chance for him to get the torch, so Link kicked the burning hat toward the creature, causing it to roar and jump backwards while he took the room's only permanent light source. Starting with the other torches on the pillar, each revealed, in the flickering light when he got close enough, more and more of the room's golden features and elaborate decor was revealed with each torch that was lit, and the creature was infuriated by this. Diving at Link while slashing with its claws, the creature simply vanished any time part of it entered the light being given off by the torches, but would reappear as soon as it passed through into the darkness again. Yes, this made it far easier for the Lord Sheriff to move around the room and light more torches, but the creature still had its fire. Now angrily blasting out its cone of flame again and again in an attempt to stop the light from expanding, Link dropped the torch when one of the creature's claws struck him across the shoulder during an instant of darkness, causing him to stumble away from the light, where he had to catch himself on the bars that blocked a door. Letting out that awful roar again, and seeing that the Lord Sheriff had nowhere to run, The creature let out one more blast of fire that hit Link head on, and then made him fall backwards when the orange light made the door go back to normal. The darkness quickly reasserted itself, causing the bars to reappear over the door, leaving the creature trapped inside the chamber, even when it threw itself at the bars in an attempt to break them down. Link scooted backwards like a little crab just in case the creature tried to use its fire again, and soon he was well out of range. The creature continued to roar and attack the bars, not seeming to realize that the fire it produced would allow it to escape as well, but Link didn't plan on waiting for it to figure that out. Getting to his feet and looking around the darkened, bluish-purple palace in order to decide which way he should go, the Lord Sheriff was startled when all of the torches in the area suddenly ignited, taking away the darkness and the creature, returning the great palace to the golden beauty that it had possessed before. And at the center of the corridor was the old man, coughing and leaning heavily on his walking stick while clapping his hands. "You. I should kill you for that," Link said angrily, walking toward the old man with sword pointed. "Now no more tricks! Take me to the Triforce, or I'll do to you what I did to your monster!" "What? Run around like a headless chicken and escape through luck?" the old man replied. "That was the clumsiest display of accidental heroism that I've ever seen. But you did survive, and in the real world, accidental victories count. Follow me." This time, the Lord Sheriff was careful to stay a good distance behind the old man, as he followed him down yet another golden corridor, and now he paid attention to every detail of the palace, not about to get lost again while distracted. However, this time they only went down one more level, into an even larger chamber where an altar, identical to the one where Princess Zelda slept, dominated the room. The only difference was that this one was unoccupied. "What is this?" Link asked, growing impatient with him. "Where is the Triforce of Courage?" "Here. It's right here," the old man replied, laughing a little. "The Triforce is right in front of you, but as I said, you'll never find it without my help. Not in a million years. So beg me, boy. Plead my forgiveness for being such a simpleton, and scream to the world that you need my help, and I will show you. But be warned, you are not the only one who values the Triforce." Link wanted to slice the old man with his blade for these insults, but if he really could show him the third Triforce, then this proposed humiliation was the last barrier between Zelda being freed from the curse and the start of his life with Sing. So he begged. Screaming for anyone around to hear, the Lord Sheriff declared that he was a simpleton, and shamelessly begged the old man for help, no matter how much it shamed him. "That's enough, boy," the old man said, motioning for him to stand. "I'm proud of you. A lesser man would have rather died than say those words. Maybe you really are worthy to claim the Triforce. Prepare yourself." Suddenly, all of the torches went out in the chamber, the doors once again barred to prevent escape, and the old man vanishing as he had done before. But something was different. Beyond the purplish light, there was a glow. A dark blue glow that was coming from the top of the huge altar. A dark blue glow that was coming from the top of the huge altar, where a shimmering upside-down pyramid hovered just above the pedestal. Was that it? Was that the Triforce of Courage? "Welcome to the Great Palace, Link," the blue pyramid said in a youthful but calm voice. "I have been waiting here. Well, waiting for you, I suppose. For a long time. Just as Ganondorf was destined for the Triforce of Power, and Zelda protected the Triforce of Wisdom, perhaps you are destined to claim me." "You sound unsure, Triforce," the Lord Sheriff replied. "I have passed all of the tests given to me by both Sing and by that old her father. I took the Triforce of Power from Ganondorf and repaired the Triforce of Wisdom for Zelda. And now I want to use your power to put everything right. I think I might have something to say about that," a new voice said from off to the side of the chamber. "And what I have to say is no." Looking over toward where the voice had come from, all Link could see was a shadowy figure of a man leaning against one of the pillars. His features were hard to make out, almost looking to be even darker than the room itself, and he carried a sword and shield just like Link did. In fact, they dressed and even sounded alike as well. Without saying anything else at the moment, the shadowy figure walked over to him, chuckling a bit while drawing his sword, prompting the Lord Sheriff to do the same. "You have faced many challenges, Link, this is true," the Triforce explained. "But only those brave enough to conquer themselves can truly possess me. So behold your shadow, a reflection of your darkest thoughts and actions, a memory like the Thunderbird you faced earlier, but powered by my power instead of the old Guardian." "A memory? So he isn't real?" Link asked. "I don't understand." "Understand that I'm real enough to take over your mind if you die in this place," the shadow replied. "Then I'll show Sing how it feels to lay with a real man, and I'll use the Triforce to bring back Ganondorf while that little gold-haired brat sleeps forever."